Yo, what's going on? It's time for some Legends of Runeterra. Just came out this week. Had a little bit of time to start with it. First thing I think I'm going to start with is there's some quests and stuff to do. And it kind of has you play like specific decks. So I think we're going to build a Piltover Zon deck of some sort. And then just play against AI so we can get that challenge done really quick. And maybe we'll try some ranked. There's also this weekly vault thing where you just gotta level up and the chests here get better, and then I guess on Tuesday you get to open the chest. I don't know, we haven't made it that far yet. Let's make a deck. New deck. It's gonna be a Zon deck. Alright, so what are we looking for? Zon cards. Now I've pretty much only finished the tutorial. So I've played a few matches beyond that, but I don't have that many cards. Let's just go ahead and add Jinx. She appears to be the only Zon champion we have. Why don't we look at what the other Zon champions are? Why is Teemo Zon? I didn't realize that Teemo was a Zon character. Okay. We could also have Ezreal, which we don't have. We could have Heimerdinger. So I guess these are the 4 Piltover / Zon characters. So let's stop showing unowned, because we're probably not going to make cards at the moment for a random quest deck. When you draw a card, this seems like a pretty decent card. We'll use that. When you cast or discard a card. Sure, we'll use that. We'll probably have things that we can discard. This card seems fine. This card actually seems really strong. I haven't played any Zon yet, but when I see people use this, like, just gives you 2 free mana that you can use on spells. Seems insane. Now we got Ezreal's Mystic Shot here, which I think is also going to be very strong. What is a Scrap Scuttler? Alright, it's a 1/1. Not fantastic, but probably playable. We'll skip it and come back to it. I know we need some elusive cards for our other quest. My main deck has a lot more elusive cards in it. Play. This card, just the cost for this card seems so high. You have to discard, but it goes well with our thingy that we want to discard, right? So maybe we go for it. And then what else do we want? Let's look at our high cost stuff. Discard your hand. Deal 3 to an enemy unit. He seems pretty meh. This guy seems pretty cool. Each spell you've cast. We're gonna need some more spells though. Draw 3, then reduce. So that card seems like a win harder card. I guess we'll add more spells. To play, spend all of your mana, deal that much damage to a unit. I mean, this seems pretty fair. Are we going pure Zon though? I guess since our quest is to just play Zon cards, we might as well like stack all of our Zon cards, because we're pretty much out. So just put everything in. Oh, we got 3 of these guys. Sure, put that guy in. Alright, now we need a different thing to go with it. The main other thing I've been playing is Ionia. Sure, I know we have some good elusive cards that we can add from Ionia. So let's go ahead and look for those. Plus I think Deny is broken. This is a good elusive card, lets you draw a card. Do we want anything else? We could throw like Zed in here. Where's Zed at? Zed, where are you? There you are. Okay, we got 2 Zeds and a Jinx. We could use Karma. We need 3 more cards. This seems pretty decent with all of the like tokens and stuff we'll have. And then if we add more spells will probably be good for us since we want that giant golem dude at the end to be not 10 cost, because 10 cost would be a little bit absurd. This thing's also pretty good, I feel like. Do we want to take out any units for like this thing? I don't think that's doing it for me. Go ahead, add 2 of these instead. Alright, well, it's just a random quest deck, so I'm sure it doesn't have to be perfect. Let us go play against the AI to get this quest done, and then we'll go play some ranked. Alright, so we haven't really talked about how this game works, but I think it'll be easier. This guy's playing the exact same deck as me. I think the AI like regularly plays the same deck as you though. Yeah, but we haven't really talked about how this deck works, or how this game works. What do we want to keep? Alright, let's go ahead and just keep those 3. So, you can see here, I think we don't have a time limit since we're playing against an AI. But we actually only have 1 mana, and we don't have anything that we can spend it on. But that is okay, because as you can see, our 1 mana is brought down here into my spell mana section. So I can use that to cast only spells. I can't use it to cast like a unit. Like as you can see, we in theory have 3 mana, and I can't cast this 3 mana unit, but I can cast this 3 mana spell. But we have 2 mana now, which if we didn't cast anything now at the end of the turn, it would go into that pool. But we probably want to cast something. Teemo here is elusive, so he can only be blocked by elusive units. Now we could summon this. This would be the same as spending 0 mana, essentially, because it's just going to give us 2 mana, 2 spell mana here.
Wow, did you see that?
So now we have full up spell mana. I think we could just let them hit us, which is I think what we're gonna do. I kind of want something to discard to actually play this, because discarding is really bad unless we can get some advantage from it. So it's his turn at the moment. You can see by this little attack token thing, so he gets to attack. We're just gonna skip block, and then after that, after he attacks, it's still the same turn, so I could play cards if I want to, and then if I pass, then it's his turn to play cards. He passed as well, so neither of us played any cards. Teemo's got this really annoying ability where he puts mushrooms on your cards in your deck, and if you draw them, you take 1 damage. Alright, so what do we got going now? We can summon an elusive, which will allow us to block Teemo, which is what I think we're gonna do. So this still works if it's in our hand. We're gonna want to try and play spells, and he's summoning more elusive. So you saw it's I have the attack now so I get to go first. If I summon something, then he gets the chance to also summon 1 thing, and after he summons 1 thing, it goes back to me. And now is where I choose if I want to attack or play another card or whatever. If I play a card, then he gets to play a card. I am going to choose to attack because we have an elusive, and I would be fine with killing either of his elusive targets. Plus we have a boost spell here that we can use during battle. So after we declare our attack, we can use this little eye and hover over it. It tells us what the outcome of the battle is going to be. So after the battle, you can see his Nexus health over here is going to go down by 2. But after we declare our attack, he gets the chance to declare his blockers. He chose to not block at all, which was probably smart of him because neither of his elusive targets was going to kill my unit. And now, so the battle phase is done, so it's his turn to play a card if he wants. And if he plays a card, then it's my turn to play a card. And I am out of mana except for spell mana, and I don't really want to cast any of my spells at the moment. So I'm going to pass, because that spell mana is just going to stay there, and I'll be able to use it next turn. And we actually drew Mystic Shot, which is probably going to be pretty good. So he is trying to transform. So this guy has a skill. When he comes in, he transforms into a unit. But at the moment, he's a 1/1. And we have Mystic Shot. His skill, let's see if they have a description for skill. A spell-like effect created and cast by a unit. So we have a response spell. We could activate any of our spells in response to this. And what I would like to activate is our Mystic Shot here, which is a fast spell. And we can play it at any time, but our opponent will be able to respond to it. But if we play it, how the spells work is it's going to go from left to right. So if I play this here, my spell gets to go off first, and it's going to hit his unit before he gets to turn into my unit. Now the game is just asking me if this is okay because he has no response. Or now he gets the chance to respond, he didn't respond. So his skill is nullified because the creature no longer exists. So what do we want to do now? It is his attack, but we get to play cards at the moment. We probably don't want to play this because the +1 attack is only for 1 round, so we want to save that for when we're actually attacking. We could play Jinx. Jinx would definitely allow us to block one of these guys. He has no mana. But if we do that, well, he's got no mana, so he can't surprise us, I guess.
Stands for Jinx?
So let's just play Jinx.
Follow my
So Teemo has lifesteal here, but we are just gonna kill Teemo.
You can't outrun me.
And we can't block this guy because he's elusive. We can only block Teemo because we have another elusive unit to block it with. Here, I think we're just gonna trade that because our unit is, in theory, weaker. It's a 2/1 while his is a 2/2, but his is gonna keep giving lifesteal every time. So if we could deal with it now, that'd be nice. And then we'll just block this last one with Jinx. And you can see here, if we hover over the eye, all the ones that turn like blue are the ones that are dead. And we can see that he'll get 1 damage on our Nexus. And he will also heal 1 for his Nexus. But we'll end up killing most of his field, which I think will just end up in a win for us. So we'll go ahead and block.
Still rise.
Getting rid of the Teemo, I think, was the most important. Because he's going to get really annoying if he gets to keep putting mushrooms and stuff down. Alright. So, we got 2 choices here. We could attack right away. Which, if we just declare attack immediately, then he goes straight to his blocking phase and he doesn't get to summon anything. But I think I'm actually just going to summon. And in response to this, he will get the chance to summon as well. Ouch.
Old masks let young eyes see clearly.
Ooh. So what he did is he made his elusive able to kill one of our elusives, which could become annoying. So how do we want to do this? I think, because we have 3 mana at the moment, and we can use it to cast this Twin Disciplines. So we're probably going to attack, and then see how he blocks and save our units. The unit that I think I'm going to prioritize saving is Jinx, because he's almost certainly going to block Jinx with this Keeper of Masks, and then we'll just give Jinx 3 extra defense. So we'll go ahead and declare our attack like this.
Defy and resist.
He's going to declare his blockers like we expected, pretty much. We'll get 2 elusive damage through. And then we will cast Twin Disciplines, and we're going to choose the give 3 defense. We'll give it over to Jinx. And Jinx won't actually die here. Our opponent gets a chance to also respond, but they didn't have anything.
2, 3, 4.
Although he did summon another Teemo. It's not what you want to see. And Teemo, you can see his little level up effect here. It's at 5 of 15, so it just keeps going. So like, if he keeps putting shrooms down, assuming he has a third Teemo, after we've killed this one, he'll still have a Teemo that he can stack shrooms with, which is annoying. So he immediately declared battle, which is going to force us to not be able to summon any units. So we'll go ahead, block his Teemo, and we'll see what he's gonna do. If he's planning on buffing his Teemo, which it looks like he is, oh, he's just gonna recall his Teemo, which is odd. We could just kill his Teemo before he gets to recall it, but again, we still don't have a card that we can discard effectively, so I'm just gonna let him recall his Teemo. Recall just means that he gets to put it back in his hand. So, I'm not sure why he did it like that. If his plan was just to waste mana, it worked, but... So now that he got to go, it's now my turn to play cards. So I'm gonna go ahead, play this Prodigy. He's gonna play his Teemo again. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and waste 1 mana. Only 3 mana can be put in this spell mana section. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass. And 1 of my mana will disappear. He wasted a whole bunch of mana though, so that was kind of awkward. So now we have 7 plus 3, so we have 10 mana total. What I'm thinking we want to do is we want to summon our elusive.
The Yordle here's with me.
He's not actually summoning anything, so I don't know what he has in his hand. But I think we're just gonna go all in right now.
Through new eyes.
Because this unit, every time we summon a unit, gets +1 attack, and I'm summoning units that are already giving me +1 attack anyways. So that unit is going to be crazy, but Teemo's going to, it's essentially we're forcing Teemo to block it. And then we're just going to go in with everything. Because he hasn't summoned anything, so the second I declare attack, he's not allowed to summon anymore. So we're going to declare our attack.
Vandal scouts are never afraid.
Teemo, of course, is going to go block that unit. Do I want to kill the Teemo? Do I want to let Teemo get away with it? It's like letting Teemo get away with murder. But we'd have to discard our Plaza Guardian, so I think I'm going to let Teemo get away with it. Either way, Teemo dies, which is good for everyone. We also just had lethal. I wasn't really thinking about that part. Probably should always be considering if you have lethal. Alright, so we made some decent progress. So it's how many times we hit the Nexus, not how much damage we do. We need to summon 10 more. Spend 10 mana on Piltover. Oh, it's exclusively champions. So wait, let's look at our deck again real quick. Only champions actually matter. Let's get rid of Ionia. We only have Jinx. So we just need to keep summoning Jinx, I guess. We have 2 Jinxes and we just gotta keep summoning them. And we need to spend a total of 10 mana. We already spent 4, so we just have to summon 2 more Jinxes. Shouldn't be the hardest thing in the world. And then we can get to playing our real deck. This time it's against Elise, though. So we have our Zed. Zed is really good. Probably don't care about this guy right now. Probably want to keep our elusive. I think we can wait to draw into this. Actually, no, we should keep that. Do we want to keep Zed? Do we want to keep both of these? So at the moment we have nothing that we could play, which is okay because your mana transfers over. But sometimes you might want to have something that you can do.
That egg, did it move?
So he had a level 1 move. So he's probably going to start doing damage to us with that. This thing has Fearsome, so it can only be blocked by units with 3 or more power. Power is their attack over here. which is actually pretty annoying, because that means we pretty much can't block it. Even if we summon this Keeper of Masks, we couldn't block it. So I think we just hold off for now. We'll let him hit us. He's gonna do a little bit of damage, but we're just stacking up our mana and our spell mana here. So we probably want to go for our Shadow Assassins first. Actually, we should just go for Zed, huh? Yeah, Zed's probably the better play.
I am the blade in the darkness.
Because Zed has a quick attack here, so he hits a blocker before they block. So say if he blocks with this thing, Zed will do 3 damage to it before it gets to do damage back to Zed. Plus when Zed attacks, he summons a shadow. So you can see here when we hover over this, there's a shadow next to him. The shadow of Zed, however, is ephemeral. So after it attacks, it automatically will die. However, I don't think the shadow has... Yeah, the shadow doesn't have quick attack. So let's just go ahead, attack like this.
You have to get me out of here.
He's gonna let our shadow hit, which seems like a mistake, because Zed's level up condition is my shadows and I have struck the enemy nexus twice. So that's 1. So Zed is already halfway to leveling up, and when he levels up, he becomes really strong. An ally died this round. He's also dealing 1 damage to me, so Drain deals 1 damage to something, and then it heals your nexus for the same amount. And he's also summoning a Spiderling. Now I don't know why he's using it on my Zed. My Zed's still gonna be alive. Usually you want to make sure there's a purpose to your spell. Now granted, in this game, your units don't heal up when your next turn starts. So it could become relevant. But since Zed has quick attack, pretty much anything that was gonna kill him can still kill him. Oh, it's my turn. Every once in a while I forget to pass. Because the game auto passes if you don't have a play that you can make. But I could have played this burst spell even though I didn't want to. Okay, so what is he doing at the moment? He is stunning my Zed. Which stun just means that he can't attack or block for the rest of this round. Which is okay because quick attack only works when I'm attacking. So I probably wasn't going to block with Zed anyways. Now after that, it becomes my turn to play a card. What do I want to play? Could play Jinx, but I don't think now's the time. It's either Shadow Assassin or Amateur Aeronaut. Nothing can block this guy. We could block this guy with Shadow Assassin. And it'll let us draw a card.
My life for the order.
Okay, and we have the Jury Rig now. So if we draw that card that does 3 damage, we can actually block. Or we can actually use it and discard a card.
It's too late for you.
So I think we... Well, hold on. If we don't block, let's go ahead and look at this. It's only going to do 10 damage to us. It's not like we lose if we don't block. So we might as well just block one of the Spiderlings, I'm thinking.
You cannot escape.
He has 1 mana, so in theory he could make the Spiderling strong enough to hurt us, but I doubt it. So now he's going to do 9 damage to us. Which is not great. I would say that he's probably winning at the moment. What do we want to do? I feel like we just cast this so we get one of these Scrap Scuttlers. Because otherwise we're going to waste a mana. And then we'll see if he has a play. Looks like he doesn't have a play, so we'll just end. We got 3 spell mana, and we have 5 total mana. We can actually play this. Progress Day, draw 3, then reduce their cost by 1. You can see that we're playing an 8 cost spell on turn 5. So that would be pretty cool. We do want to play Jinx, because that's our challenge. And we also would like our elusive units. If we do this, then I think we're kind of screwed next turn. Because we won't have any blockers on the field. So what I think we do is we summon Shadow Assassin. Now he already has 5 units. He can only have 6. So yeah, the most he could summon was 1 here. And now we're gonna summon Keeper. We could summon this thing. I think Keeper's gonna be better. Keeper's gonna give everyone +1 attack. And again, he can't summon a unit because his field is full. And then I think we just attack with everything except Scrap Scuttler. And then we can see here, Zed's gonna summon his Shadow. No one can contest Zed here. Anyone who blocks Zed is going to die. And if they don't want Zed to evolve, they're gonna have to both kill Zed and his Shadow. Which blocking his Shadow is not advisable because it always just dies at the end of the turn. So we're gonna go ahead and lock in that attack. He's also playing a spell. He's dealing 1 damage to my Zed. Now we have 2 options here. We could either boost Zed's health, or we could stop his spell. We definitely should do one of them. I just don't know which one is better. I think stopping his spell is better, because that way we can save the boost for dealing lethal damage at another time. And we're going to stop this spell. We can hover over this, see what's gonna happen here. Shadow's gonna die, all of his little spiders are gonna die. So we're gonna go ahead and hit OK. And this way Zed is actually gonna live. However, he's not gonna evolve because they block both the Shadow and him. Now what is this? If an ally, so he's summoning more spiderlings, which we have no response to. Okay, so we need to survive this turn. So he's just attacking immediately, so we cannot summon any monsters. Oof. So we can see that this is going to be lethal. So we need to make sure that we live. We do have Twin Disciplines to save someone. And since Zed is the only one that can block this Arachnid Horror, I think we're going to go ahead and have Zed block the Arachnid Horror. Now again, he doesn't get quick attack on block, so we're going to have to play Twin Disciplines to save him. And then the Scrap Scuttler, he could either block this. I think he's just going to block one of the spiderlings. I think we'll use our injured Shadow Assassin to block that guy and kill him. And then we'll use our uninjured Shadow Assassin to block one of the spiders. And we are going to give Zed 3 extra defense. So now we get to block. Our opponent gets to use something. We'll see what they actually use. They're dealing 1 damage to my Shadow Assassin. Now how this works, you can see there's kind of like a blue box here. you'll notice that we only took 1 damage. If you remove a blocking unit from the field, the damage is still blocked. So this guy didn't actually deal any damage to us because he got blocked. Now, the only time where that isn't the case is if he were to have what's called Overrun, which is similar to Trample from Magic, where he does damage based off of the unblocked amount of damage. So, say he has 3 attack, the person blocking has 1 defense, he would deal 2 damage over, which would go to my Nexus. If the 1 block unit is removed, he would instead deal 3 damage to my Nexus because 0 defense is blocking him. Alright, so now it is our turn to play a card again. Trying to think, do we summon the Elusive or do we summon Golden Crushbot? Golden Crushbot is pretty funny. I think we summon... because Golden Crushbot can deal with this guy. But this could also be pretty effective. It's a 1 cost, and at our next turn, which our next turn we're going to be able to attack, it's going to be a 2/2. Because we're going to draw a card at the beginning of our turn. So I think we're going to go ahead and summon this. And then the rest of our mana will just go into our spell mana. Alright, so what do we want to do here? We have 2 spell mana that we could use to summon 2 Scrap Scuttlers. We probably want to summon Jinx. Although we really would like to play that card if at all possible. But we could wait till after we attack to actually play it. Because if we play a monster, then he gets to play a monster. And if we attack, we don't have any boosts anymore because we used it to save Zed. So it's very likely that Zed will get to evolve here if either his attack or his Shadow's attack goes through. The Shadow Assassin can't be blocked. And the Astute Academic, it would be really dumb for him to block it with either of these units. So I think we just go all out attack. We'd rather not let him summon a defensive unit. And we can go ahead, hover over this eye. I forget what the eye is called. I can't remember now. So what's he doing? Drain 4 from an ally unit. Okay, so here you can see an example of this. He's blocking with the spider, and then he's also killing his own spider, which is going to heal his Nexus for 4. And Zed's going to get blocked, so his attack is not going to go through, even though the unit is dying. So you can kill your own units or remove them from play or whatever after they block to essentially just nullify an attack. But the shadow attack is going to get through, so Zed is going to evolve here, which is very strong for us. Shadow Assassin's getting through, and this guy's... I don't know why he chose to block the Astute Academic. It's a 1 card versus... or a 1 cost versus a 3 cost that's trading here, but whatever. So we're going to allow that. Now Zed evolves. And you can see our Zed, when he evolves, he becomes a 4 attack. And he now, when he creates a living shadow, it's going to also have his stats and keywords. So I think previously it also had his stats. So yeah, with my stats. But now it says with keywords, so all the shadows are going to have quick attack, which is going to be very deadly to block a shadow because they're going to deal with your units. I guess it's the same as blocking a shadow, but if we could give him other keywords, like give him lifesteal or whatever, then all of the shadows are going to heal us. So all he did was summon Elise, and it's going to be his turn next. So I think we should just play Progress Day. It'll let us draw 3 cards, they'll all cost 1 less. And then next turn we can have a pretty big turn. So that's only to enemies. But yeah, this is one of my favorite cards here. I use it in my main deck too. Because it's elusive, it's 2 cost, and it constantly gains attack every time you play a monster. And if the opponent doesn't have elusive, then you're playing it really early in the game, and they can never actually deal with it. Which just makes it incredibly powerful. Now, he has no cards in his hand anymore. So I think we should just play this. This is pretty funny. It's a 1/1, but it can only be blocked by a 3 or more power thing. So in theory, Zed could block it, but he's the only one. But if we summon Chempunk Shredder here, then it will deal 1 damage to all enemy units, which will kill that guy. And we know he has no cards, so he's got no response to it. So he's gonna attack with Elise. Elise also has Fearsome, so she can only be blocked by a 5 attack or higher. We probably just want to kill Elise with this Chempunk Shredder. And then we'll block the Spiderling here with Zed. We could just let the Spiderling through since we know he has no cards. But we also know he has no cards, so we're just gonna not let it through. So Elise is dead, the Spiderling's dead, and now it's gonna come to our attack turn. We're first gonna summon Jinx because we need to summon Jinx for our quest.
Like buildings. For people.
And we can actually use Mystic Shot on his Nexus because it says deal 2 damage to anything. I think we can use it on our own Nexus too, which I would recommend against that in almost every situation. And so if we don't summon anything, then he can't summon anything. And we currently have lethal on the field. So we're just going to go ahead and attack.
Not at all.
So this is what you want to do if you have an advantage field over your opponent. Just go ahead and just attack immediately because then he doesn't get to summon anything. So unless he has a card that could kill one of our units, and once we declare attack, it's like over lethal because Zed is going to summon another Zed Shadow, which is also going to deal 4 damage. Plus the Shadow is actually going to boost this unit here. So you can see he's going to be at -6. So he would have to kill more than one of our units to actually survive here. Now we didn't actually finish our Zon quest, and I doubt we finished our elusive quest. Oh, we finished the elusive quest. That's a nice 1000 XP. Yesterday, like I first started playing yesterday, and the quests I had were giving like 300 XP or something, or 200 in that range. Today, all of my quests are 1000 XP quests, which is pretty sweet. I also had 5 quests yesterday, while I only had 3 today. I had already done 1 before we started. Wait, what? Why didn't this go up? Okay, I might have to figure out that challenge later, because I feel like it should have gone up when we played our second Jinx, but it clearly did not. So we're gonna go ahead and just go play PvP then, so